Hey boys and girls, welcome to Get Ben Riding. The first actual proper gameplay trailer has just dropped on Facebook for Ride 6, and it's a game that I'm really excited about. I love the Ride games. I did a review on Ride 4, I played Ride 5. It's a fantastic game. One of the biggest problems I had with it at the time were the physics. I didn't really feel it was quite right. It was maybe a little bit too arcadey for me, and I preferred the physics engine that was built into the MotoGP games, particularly the new 2025/2026 game. I thought that was a little bit better in terms of physics, albeit maybe a little bit more difficult. I like the realistic element of the different bikes you can get and ride, the tracks you can get and ride. The graphics are great. They fixed some of the gremlins that they had in Ride 4 on the Ride 5 game, but Ride 6 should just be better. It should just be a lot better. I expect the graphics to be better, new rider modes, new play modes, new bikes. One of the other problems I had with Ride 4 and 5 was a lack of like genuine race bikes. There was lots of like endurance style bikes, no official licensed bikes from any of the British Superbike teams, the World Superbike teams, nothing like that at all. But it didn't stop you from making your own content. You could in fact create your own leathers, your own liveries and stuff like that. And some people did a really, really good job of doing that and creating their own game forms for online gaming. So that was really, really good. Some of the teasers that I've seen so far for Ride 6, the gaming's changed a little bit. They're focusing very much on this idea of a ride festival, and that kind of reminds me of some of the Forza games, which I really didn't like. They were very, very arcadey, a little bit hit and miss, a little bit too Americanized, dare I say. Hopefully there's not any Americans watching. And I wasn't a massive fan, so the idea of this Ride Fest thing doesn't really sit that well with me. It feels very American, but we'll wait and see. But the first real trailer of the gameplay has just landed, so I thought we'd fire up the camera and do a very quick reaction video to that. It's not due to be released till February. No news of a beta version for us to have a quick go of, a demo of, or anything like that. So really this is all we've got to go with. The cover image of Ride 6 is the new KTM RC 990, which is really cool. It's a bike that I'm looking forward to riding at some point this year. And it's kind of the poster child of the new game. So obviously expect to have that as a new model. Plus, you know, all the new models progressively get updated throughout the year. They charge you a fortune for them as updates. So we'll see whether they do that again. But let's get into the video. Let's jump right into it and do a bit of a reaction together.
Peggy 3.
Welcome riders to Ride Fest.
So I mean, largely the graphics, whoa, what was that? So this Ride Fest thing I was talking about. It really does feel like some of the car games that came out, so maybe it's based on the engine from those. So you got this new motor ad, you got this super moto, so you got street bikes, sports bikes, baggers. Do you know what, baggers? I don't really share the enthusiasm that some people do for baggers. I don't really get it. Yeah, it's not really for me. So they're teasing there some famous riders. I saw Casey Stoner there. Don't know who else was in that lineup. Still not quite got the facial graphics right. So okay, so we got like enduros. So what was that? A Tenere. Okay, so they're off road. Well, that's pretty cool. See, the thing, straight away, looking at this, the thing is, right, they're off-road. Look at the rear tyre. There's hardly any suspension movement at all. The back of the bike isn't squatting up and down. I mean, you'd have like 4 or 5 inches of travel. This is what I'm talking about with the physics. I know it sounds really picky and really petty, but like as a motorcyclist, you want to play like realism. And that bike would be bouncing up and down all over the place. There'd be loads of suspension travel. Like, it basically looks like they're riding on a tarmac road with a little bit of gravel on it. If you're riding proper enduro, first of all, they're just sat in the seat, like they're not even standing up. I mean, the graphics look pretty good. The bikes are all muddy and stuff. Yeah, so the bagger thing, I don't really get it. I know it's a means to try and, you know, get people into, or a bit more open-minded and drag some new people into racing and stuff. And interestingly, when you watch the Bagger series online, I saw somewhere that at certain tracks, they're almost going as fast as the Super Sport class, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it doesn't really do a lot for me, to be honest. So I don't expect I'll be playing this too much. But again, you know, looking at the physics of the thing, the bikes are sliding, but you just don't see that suspension squat and stuff that you would see in a real bike, and you don't really see it leaving dark lines on the tarmac and stuff. But it's cool, you know. It's a different element to the game that we didn't see before, and I think the Bagger series are following MotoGP around this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. But last year, the Indian won the Bagger series, so I guess there'll be a lot of Indians in the game. Italy's finest work of motion. So I'm guessing this is, although this is a KTM, so I don't really know what they're talking about there. So I think we are at Mugello on board a KTM RC 990. I still don't think they've quite got the sound right, you know. It's just something not quite right. I wonder if it's in like the way that they record the sound of the bikes. It's like it's nearly there, but it's just got this sort of weird buzzy undertone to it. I mean, the graphics at Mugello don't look that different, really. I mean, I'd be interested to know exactly what changes they've made in terms of graphics and stuff like that. The physics engine, I believe, is based on the same physics engine again. What have we got in the bottom right hand corner? So we've got tyre wear, speed, gear position, revs. Sort of largely looks the same. So we've got Supermoto. So Supermotos was something that they did in the previous game. I quite enjoyed it, actually. What I like about the Supermotos is like heavy use of the rear brake and sliding and stuff like that. But again, just watching that slide, like it's not leaving any dark lines on the track. Come on, like it's just the basics. We like doing skids and stuff, and it should stay on the track. I don't know how hard that is to do, but yeah, he's backing it right in. That's good. Quite like that. But again, it's just the rear suspension physics. There's just not a lot of travel there. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't look that real. And I don't know if you've ever ridden Supermoto. I've done a bit of Supermoto, and I spent most of the time on the floor, if I'm honest, and broken my scaphoids and all sorts of stuff. But Supermotos, like, there's no rest. It's absolutely nuts. This actually, it makes it look quite easy. The speed never sleeps, Suzuka. So this is going to be, yeah, nighttime racing. So I don't know about you guys. I need glasses, right? I was told years ago that I needed glasses, and my nighttime vision is shockingly bad. And even watching this on the screen is going to strain my eyes. That sounds so bad, doesn't it? Like all these hardcore gamers out there are shouting at the screen right now. But it looks good. The graphics look cool. The light, the detail from the light looks really good. The way that the light's sitting on the track and all the lighting effects around the track, that's really good. That's one thing they got really good in the MotoGP games was, you know, when you race at Qatar and stuff like that at night. That was really cool. So I guess we can expect to see, you know, the same sort of handful of endurance bikes. No sign of any like licensed World Superbikes or British Superbikes, which is a shame, but I guess loads of people will be out there creating their own liveries and stuff like that.
Curious about what's next? Don't just watch it happen.
Yeah, do you know what? That looking at that on-ride shot on the enduro bikes looks really, really cool. So it's coming out on the 12th of February on pre-order, and I think I've seen already somewhere that there's just a normal version and like a premium version that comes with additional tracks and bikes and stuff like that, which will be really cool. So I think, I mean, on the face of things, I'm going to buy it. I mean, there's not many motorcycle games out there. I always end up buying Ride. I always end up buying MotoGP. Like I say, I did prefer the physics of MotoGP. I thought the sound was marginally better. The graphics maybe not so much. I like the fact with the Ride games that you can modify the bikes. I like that you can change the setup. But who else out there remembers Tourist Trophy on the PlayStation 2, I want to say? I think it was based on the Gran Turismo physics engine. And whilst the graphics probably don't hold up anymore, I still think to this day it is the best motorcycle game in terms of physics, realism, even today. I would love to see Sony, I can't remember who the developer is, apologies, it escaped me, but I would love to see Sony go out and redo Tourist Trophy again. I think that would absolutely destroy Ride 6. I think Ride 6, to me, it just looks like the same game rehashed with the latest tracks, the latest bikes and stuff. Obviously, they've added some new elements to the game because now people are really interested in adventure riding and stuff. So that's the obvious reason why that they've put that in there. But it to me, it still looks like a game that's produced by non-bikers. Maybe I'm being really harsh. Maybe I'm just really fussy and I should just shut up and just put up with it. But, you know, I guess it's horses for courses, isn't it, with games like this. But the people that are buying this game, I would guess, are bikers. So you've got to cater to the market, haven't you? I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks. I mean, there's loads of ride reviews out there from the previous games and stuff like that. I'd love to know what you guys think about the physics of the thing, and if you're a biker yourself, you know, do you want that realism in the game, or do you just want it to just be a fun escape from reality? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being weird. But I'm going to buy it, and when I buy it, I'll do a proper, you know, video review, and we'll get into the different modes and play it. And maybe, you know, when you actually play it and you get immersed in the game, it's a bit better. I'm not sure about this festival thing. I think it's a bit weird. I can't remember which one of the car games it was that I played. It was a Forza Horizon. I want to say it's Forza Horizon. They had this sort of festival thing. And it had like a free roaming mode, and you free roamed around, you went into a race. I just didn't like all this arcadey feel to it. I didn't like the fact that you had to create a character, and it's not really my sort of thing. I think with the racing games, I just like to do the kind of so-called championship modes and win more bikes and stuff like that. It would be cool to see some licensed race bikes, like some more well-known ones, let's say, not the endurance ones. I thought it was quite cool that they brought in some of the two-stroke bikes, you know, the Suter and stuff like that in the previous games. Maybe it's cool that they're bringing in the Bagger series. Be interested to play that and see what that's really like in the flesh. But for now, yeah, all I can say is, you know, Ride, it looks good. It looks like a good game. Be interested to see what the pricing's going to be when it actually drops in February. I probably will pre-order it so I can play it on day one. And yeah, I hope you can join me, and we'll get into it in a bit more detail. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Loads of videos coming, reviews, loads of video rider rants, video vlogs. There's loads of written blogs on my website now, by the way. So if you want to know anything about new releases from bikes, just general rants, games, movies, the works, it's all on the website. Website's up and running now. It's getbenriding.co.uk, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Take care.